That's what he gave us right now. Peace. We don't even know it. A lot of people are not even looking at that aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? It's giving us peace right now. Peace. Peace. You know?
Your man non-stop on there for you.
Okay. Sizzle. Okay. What up, Sizzle? You know? Say what's up to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I love the support. You know what I'm saying? The continued support. You've been riding with me from day one. You know what I'm saying? Ups, downs, good, bad. And I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that I come across, anybody I cross paths with, I know. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I see you, I show the same love you give me. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I do appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? You know. Right. You know, a lot of people are like, yo, why don't you get on and say a prayer? You know, say a prayer. You want to say a prayer? And the reason I didn't or haven't is because I feel like this is the time when you should learn to pray for yourself. You know what I'm saying? God has given you time away from the distractions. Gonna be on your shoe. You know, away from the distractions like that one. You know, away from the everyday hustle, things that we came to think were important. We're finding out haven't been that important at all. You know, haven't been that important at all. You know, and starting to realize that it's really important. It's having our loved ones around us, having our loved ones with us. You know, close counters. You know, just getting back to who we are, who we're supposed to be. The word says peace, be still. That's the word. Peace, be still. I mean, that's in the Bible. Those are not my words. It's in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And we've gotten that. He forced us into it, you know? But, you know, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen, you know? You know, listen. God's going to make you listen. Believe that. He's going to sit you down. He will sit you down. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. There's some that were called home to God. And others who became aware of the grace that God was willing to give them by bringing them back from the brink of Scarface. Amen? Scarface. Making a recovery. Love you, brother. You know? On the other hand, Fred the Godson. He's with God. God's son. Come on. Come on. He's with God right now. You know? My condolences to the family. My condolences to the family of everyone that's lost someone. You know, as a family member or a friend. You know, we feel that pain. But we feel that pain because we're going to miss them being with us. You know? If you think about where they are, hey, they're in a better place. They're in a better place. The word says, when I next observed the oppressions that take place under the sun, I saw the tears of the oppressed. They have no one to comfort them. Their opportunities will power, but they have no one to comfort them. So I declare that the who have already are more fortunate than the living who are still alive. But happier than both are those who have never existed, who haven't witnessed the terrible things that happen under the sun. Ecclesiastes 4. That's the word. I mean, like the best thing that we can hope for, the most important thing we can hope for, or pray for, or ask for, is that our desires coincide with God's will. But at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, it's going to be God's will. It's always going to be God's will. You try to understand what his, why he does what he does, and he's going to end up with a headache. Just do the right thing. Do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Ecclesiastes 3, there is a season for everything and a time for every matter under the heavens. A time for giving birth and a time for planting and a time for uprooting what was planted. A time for and a time for healing. A time for tearing down and a time for building up. A time for crying and a time for laughing. A time for mourning and a time for dancing. A time for throwing stones and a time for gathering stones. A time for embracing and a time for avoiding embraces. A time for, a time for embracing and a time for avoiding embraces. What? Come on. A time for searching and a time for losing. A time for keeping, a time for throwing away. A time for tearing, a time for repairing. A time for keeping silent and a time for speaking. A time for loving and a time for hating. A time for war, a time for peace. I mean, like I said, it goes back to, you're going to start with a prayer, you're going to do this with a prayer? Yo, there are no words more powerful in the book. And your prayer, your own prayer, will do a lot better than someone else praying for you. Whoever hasn't given their life to Jesus yet, whoever hasn't surrendered all the way, though there may be some of you who don't know how, I'm going to walk you through that right now. If you're serious about it, you don't got to be serious. If you don't want to do it, don't. Hey, but if you're serious about it, right now, giving your life to the Lord, say it with me. Dear Lord Jesus, I realize I'm a sinner. I repent for my sins. And right this moment, I receive you as my Lord and Savior. It's that simple. It's that simple, but you got to mean it. You got to mean it. You got to mean it. Everything that's happened is God's will. Don't try to understand it. Just get that relationship with him. Get that relationship with him. Get that relationship with him, and even the things you don't understand won't be as hard on you as it would be if you try to understand. It's crazy. I woke up this morning and it's like with chills. God put it on my heart to speak. So this is new to me. This is, that's not what I do. Come on, I ain't with showing everybody what I'm doing every minute. That's just not me. That's not how I get down. You know what I'm saying? You see me when you see me. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna change. I'm not gonna change. I love who I am. I'm God's child. We all are. If you don't know it, you're gonna miss out on so many blessings that He has for you. And it comes from insight. It just comes from being aware. The word says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." Perish is not always being lost. Not being able to be found. Ecclesiastes 3:16. I saw something else under the sun. In the place of justice, there was wickedness. In the place of what was right, there was wickedness again. I thought to myself, God will judge both righteous and wicked people, because there's a time for every matter and every deed. Oh, He's telling you right here. He's telling you, let me do what I do and fall in. That's what it boils down to, man. Again, every album is a prayer. You know, and normally I grasp at every opportunity to pray. I'm not saying I won't, but it's more important that you learn how to pray for yourself. Because you might not always have somebody with you that can pray. You might not always be able to get in touch with somebody that can say a prayer for you, and you need a prayer. God has given you the time. He's given you the time to get closer to him, to become familiar with you know, what's going on, how you're supposed to move. We've lost a lot of people. And again, my condolences go to their families. But like the word said, they're better off than we are. When you think about it, what hurts the most is that we won't see them again. They won't be here with us. We're suffering. Yeah. We're suffering. But as long as you got God, it's going to be all right. With God, whatever it is, it's going to be all right. When you truly have God, whatever it is, it's going to be all right. Because you don't know that's God's will. The story's already been written. It's already been written. It speaks to him before we were born, and it refers to after we're already gone. What makes us think we can change any aspect of what was already written? Let's get into the book. Get into the word. Get into the word. Get into the word. And it'll make whatever you're going through a lot easier.
Well, now, sorry, I was running through some technical difficulty and stuff like that. I want to tell you what, though, man, on a four-wheeler. I mean, right now, man, in this realm of infinite, this time, you know, it's almost as if we're like at a paradox, or in a symphonic state of being, the climax of this story of life, the story of man, and it's something that a man can sit there and tell. I mean, tell the truth, tell the facts of what's going on and what it is at its simplest and purest form. And actually understanding that because you feel the same way. You know, that we also have to pray for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes other people's prayers ain't going to be there. You know? And as I think about it, like suppose if people are like people out there on y'all on Facebook and all that stuff like that, and you're sending prayers out for a loved one or something like that. And when I see it, I said prayer sent out. But what about those times that I didn't say prayers out? You know, not that I did it out of neglect, not that I know you or anything like that, or any of y'all that I do know. But that one time that I sat there and forgot. Well, I ain't gonna say forgot that It wasn't for God. It was just that it was, you didn't see it. So I couldn't send that prayer out. I couldn't send that blessing out. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes people ain't going to be there out there to ask for a prayer. You know what I'm saying? And that's real. That's truth right there. That we got to pray for our lives and our salvations and pray for the right things, not the things that you want. You know? I mean, because like this isn't no, what was it, evangelist Jeff Olstein type prayer, praying for wealth, when you should be praying for health. You know what I'm saying? Inner peace, protection. You know what I'm saying? Being wise in your decisions. You know, and being God fearing. And these are little things I think that people in generalization don't even acknowledge anymore, or let's say have the conscience or have the spirit to explore inside of their inner self. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where empathy is born. But also empathy can be dangerous too. Empathy is only used for help. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that person has to make that choice. Only thing you can do is show them the door. They're the ones, you can open the door, they're the ones who have to walk through. You know? And that's what it is. And then everybody has it, then every single person on this planet has a door and it's wide open for you. Some of them are bad, some of them are good. And sometimes you can see right through that door. No, I ain't gonna open that door. Or if that door is open, I'm not walking through that door. You know, right now, man, we are at a pinnacle of time. You know what I'm saying? And that video of DMX, that was like I'd say about a month and a half ago when I did that video. He did another one, or maybe it's a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? But people don't sit there and really realize that God used the worst people. He chose the worst people. You know what I'm saying? I think Abraham and Noah drank. You know what I'm saying? But they were righteous men. You know what I'm saying? They were righteous men. They believed what God said. When God spoke to them, they did it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to sit there and go, Moses, all right. If you really want to look at it, even though he was Hebrew, did Moses actually? Riddle me this, What God did Moses worship when he was growing up? Do you think Moses always believed in God? You know, because after all, he was raised by the Egyptians, right? So what makes you think that growing up Moses worshiped God? Is it written that he did when he was that he did, or in any book? You know, these are. So it gives you room to think of, okay, the type of people that God chose. All right. So obviously, Moses had honor of who his people were and stuff like that, and loved who he was and loved his people, which was another attribute. But he also, maybe as he was growing, he always had, I mean, I think what a logical way of looking at things, that he was always on a quest, that he never seen the power of God, and that's what he wanted. And he found no, and maybe he found no power in the gods that and he was frustrated with it because of what has been done with him when he was banished from Egypt. I'm just looking at this, man. We left Egypt. He fled Egypt. You know what I'm saying? And then probably the question in his mind was, what is God? All right. So then years go by. He goes up to Mount Sinai or Mount Arafat, whatever the burning bush was. Arafat, Sinai, I think it's Arafat. You know what I'm saying? And he goes out there. God appears to him in a and it looked like a burning bush. Okay, say I am God and all that stuff like that. So now that this one guy that probably didn't believe in God, that was basically an agnostic because of everything that happened, so that God had to appear to him himself just for Moses to believe, because Moses didn't believe in anything. You know, I mean, we got to sit there and really sit there and look at this, man. For what I mean, it's like this. Well, it's not. Yeah, it's not in the scripture, but the scripture gives you a little bit of space to try to figure out what was the mindset. You know, what was the mindset? But let alone is he sat there and God wrote the Ten Commandments right in front of Moses. Okay? That man could have turned atheist. If it was today, atheist, agnostic, shit, maybe Satanist. You know what I'm saying? But God interjected and say no, because of his loyalty and love for his people and his search for God's power, I'm gonna let him see it. And he's gonna be one of my greatest prophets. Henceforth, the first 5 books of the Bible. Think about it. What's another one? Samson. Samson and Delilah. Solomon. All the wives and all the gods that he sat there and worshipped and all that stuff like that. And that made him get back and write Proverbs. People sit there, and some people sat there and tell me, well, I don't think Solomon made the heaven. I said, what made you think? Well, I said, look, if he didn't make the heaven, you know what, man? He wrote them great Proverbs, and that was about a lot of drama that Solomon went through in life. All them women, all them customs. You know what I'm saying? He took a lot of bullshit to be that wise. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? I remember back in the day when I was 12 years old, man, I didn't even know really who King Solomon was. Honestly, I knew that he was the wisest man that ever lived, the wisest king that ever lived. So one day I sat there, you know what? I said, you know what, Lord, at 12 years old, out my window, looking through a telescope. I sat there and go, Lord, give me wisdom. all I want is wisdom. And I want to tell you what, though, man. I want to be honest with you. You would not believe how much fucking drama I've been through ever since I had that prayer. And that's used as verbal punctuation, not just a cuss. It's just straight facts. It's what it is. It's being real 100. But you wouldn't believe of all the wisdom I have gained and still learning. Because I'm a student and a teacher. I'll always be a student first and teach when I have to. But I don't even know when that happens. Sometimes I'll offer it, sometimes I'll let nature, and I work with nature's curriculum just to teach. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe we are supposed to like sit there and coach each other's lives for the right thing. Because I mean, as I said, all this is going beyond political. This is beyond political, man. All this. I give a damn if you're black, white, yellow, blue, green, gay, straight, transsexual. You know what I'm saying? Liberal, conservative, whatever. You know? This is about good and evil, man. What God do you serve? And there's one thing that I can sit there and I can honestly sit there and say that I have never, ever felt a sense of peace for any celebrity that ever died in my lifetime that I did for DMX. You know, and not just that. I mean, I can give you like interviews and all that stuff like that. You know, back in you know what I'm saying. I mean, back in maybe the latter part of the Yo MTV rap days. You know what I'm saying? Rap City. You know, and then listening to X's albums. I mean, this album is dope, dude. Every single one of his albums are hip hoperas. You know what I'm saying? They are scores. You know, and the album and the title, I mean, it was like his album was like George Lucas's The Star Wars trilogy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it was dope. You know what I'm saying? Then there was X, Flesh of My Flesh. You know what I'm saying? On Down the Line. You know, and I mean, shoot, I don't know. I mean, they said all of the albums got DVDs anymore, CDs anymore. You know what I'm saying? Just like I don't got tapes. Now everything's digital, so that's something I got to download later on. I just want to buy a hard drive for all that type of shit. That was but DMX, his whole album anthology will be on my, it will be inside my library digitally. And you got this guy loved the Lord, man. He really did. He really, really loved the Lord. And I believe that he made it. I don't care about the rumors. I understand that he did have a drug problem, but I don't believe that. I more or less believe on a family that he didn't do drugs, and maybe it was all the bullshit that happened to him from him taking in drugs since he was 14 years old, and basically like what happened to John Ritter. I'm just saying, John Ritter, he died because of heart pop. I mean, he did a lot of coke. People sat there and really don't remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? And who knows what DMX did. So I'm not going to sit there and put no conspiracy theory, but for that long, he's got 50 years old and doing that shit since you're 14 that was given to you by one of your mentors, you know? Imagine what he did to his body starting off at the age of 15. You know, man, it's like, you know, it's like unreal. I mean, it's really unreal. And it's crazy how different people in the one person, I said, God bless his soul. I hope he found God. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And the crazy thing about it is that Ozzy's still alive. That man took a whole bunch of drugs. I mean, drugs out the yin yang on a four-wheel, dude, on a four-wheel. And he's still here. You know what I'm saying? And now what's funny is that everything is making me wonder, not judging, but wonder. Watching people's attributes. DMX said it. Everybody's saying, "Yo, man, we are in the last days of this era. Just keep it Gucci." You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it Gucci, man. We're in the last days of this entire era. Everybody's thinking that Revelation is the end of the world. No, no, it isn't. You know what I'm saying? It's the revealing. You know, the revealing. And we're not just fighting against flesh and blood, but we are fighting against spirits and principalities. Spirits and principalities. This is a spiritual war that we are at, man. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't the one that's, this. I don't like to be the one that sit there and really say this. You know what I'm saying? But it's all written. But also, I mean, time to embrace and time not to embrace. And as in not to embrace means just let them live. You know what I'm saying? Let God take care of it. You know? Don't let that energy come on to you. But I hate to be the one, the type of, because, I mean, I don't even like being the one to just bear this and raw through. This is unemotional. You know what I'm saying? This is just truth and this is what it is. There are just people who are completely lost, gone, man. They're spiritually dead. You know? And it's becoming very clear to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can understand when Jesus Christ said, you know what I'm saying, when the disciples said it, you know, when the prophets said it, These people are literally dead. Zombies. You know? I mean, metaphorically, zombies. I mean, come on, man. I mean, evil is good, and good is evil. I mean, look what's happening. Like now we're going to this. It all goes back to what DMX said. And in Ecclesiastes, this is truth. You know, I mean, the only thing look, the only thing that we are doing is repeating. Repetition and going like this, no, but this is done with the power of God. The people inspired by God, which were the prophets, the people who were ordered by God, repeating what they have said, and we are confirming it just by what has been shown to us. But we are not prophets. You know what I'm saying? We're witnesses to the message. God's people telling you this. You know? I mean, I've never felt any, look, I believe this man made it. Look the murderer that was by Jesus Christ on the cross. When you sit there and go, Lord, remember me when you go into your kingdom. And he said, today you'll be with me in paradise. You know what I'm saying? He suffered and forgiveness and all that. Man, I probably was, man. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me, not saying it is, not saying it isn't. It wouldn't surprise me if that thief that was on the cross with him that said, remember him, because this day you'll be with me in paradise. And he's up there kicking it with Jesus right now. His homie. You know what I'm saying? His homie. A murderer. Maybe a rapist. Maybe he did a lot of things. Thief. That was on the cross with him. And he said, remember me when you go to your kingdom. And he said to go, this day you'll be with me in paradise. You know, and these are the worst people. These are the worst people. You know what I'm saying? The worst people on the planet. You know? But they were chosen by God. You know, they changed their lives. You know what I'm saying? And the thief's spiritual life, because of the sincerity, changed his whole soul. He was reborn even at death. You know, I mean, people are sitting there having faith in the system. You know, and I'm a firm believer. You know, I mean that's freedom of choice. Anything right there. I mean, if you want to sit there and put a chemical inside your body, you know what I'm saying? Then go right ahead. I'm not down there anything, but no. because really it's not just a chemical, you know. I mean, and I'd rather go holistic and herbal, or you know what I'm saying. Or if you really want to look at it, I'm saying why give me the vaccination when you can make hydrochloroquine so much cheaper, and that's the cure. Because everybody's talking about the vaccination and all that stuff like that. When there is treatment, you know, and it's funny how you see. I'm not talking about all what's trending is the main trial and and all this. Dude, I don't care. They're making this shit. They're making this shit. It's a psyop. Okay, I don't care about none of that. I don't know any black person in my entire life, and I am black myself, that has been shot by the car, personally. You know what I'm saying? So all y'all black people out there, how many black people do you know personally that were shot by the cops? Dead. All right? Nothing else. Don't put nothing else on it. You know what I'm saying? No, listen, no. Shot dead. How many? Statistics. And how many do you know personally? You know? Then how many, now then another question at y'all. How many black people that you know personally that was shot by another black person that you know personally? I don't have enough toes and fingers to count how many people that I know that were killed by other black people. And I can't name one of my toes and fingers of a black person that I know that was killed, shot dead by a cop. That's a simple statistic. You know, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing, American Patriots Grill? But this. I mean, I'm just going to keep this 100. I'm going to keep it as 100 as possible. I don't have enough toes and fingers for all the black people that I know that was killed by another black person. But I can't put one black person that I know on a toe or a finger who was shot dead by a cop. Okay? We're seeing these people's records. They're knuckleheads anyways. There's no shame because sometimes, man, you gotta sit there and say, look, man, I go, you know what, these people are lost. And it's not and it's not, I mean, I feel bad for these people, I do. But I want to tell you what, though, and I'll even say it. Lots of black people that I know are knuckleheads. You know what I'm saying? When they can be so much better. So much better. You know? And stuff like that. And What's really, and what you're doing is, man, they're making a divide in the races. Now, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what I'm gonna do. It goes by the theme that pray for yourselves, pray for your soul, pray for protection, pray for sight. You know, pray for sight. You know, yeah, man. You gotta give your life because right now, man, we're at a point in life that there's no way out except be out. You know what I'm saying? If you take yourself out by choice, you damn your soul. But if you take it out naturally or just out, that's it. Whatever it is, what it is. You know what I'm saying? At least you'll be judged, or if that is judgment, or whatever you may look at it. That's the best. You know what I'm saying? And that's real talk. You know, pray for yourselves. These people won't pray for themselves. They pray. Only thing they pray for themselves is that they pray about themselves through what they want. They pray for what they want. If they pray for what they want, then that turns to greed, and that is control, controlling other people, obsession, compulsion. You know, and these people are lost. These are the wolves I've talked about. These are the wolves I've talked about. Hold on. These are the wolves I'm talking. These are the wolves I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? These are the wolves I'm talking about. And man, we gotta change it up, man. We gotta change it up. You know what I'm saying? We gotta sit there. We gotta sit there and watch, listen, learn. Don't overthink. Watch and stop being so petty. You know, and then just being so petty. And most of all, man, you can't depend on other people's prayers. You gotta pray for yourself. Don't pray for what you want. Pray for what you need first. And ask. And you will get an answer for your wants. But even when your needs come, right in front of your needs come right in front of your face. You know what I'm saying? Right in front of your face. And you don't even take it. People don't even take it. It's a need that they know they need and they don't even take it. And it could be in any way. Yeah, it can't be just like you feel. No, it's just a need that you may have the money for that need and it's on sale cheap and you went and bought foolishness over something like that. Just saying. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. This right here is just like the little nuggets of, little nuggets of wisdom that you should use. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it goes right back to pray for yourself. Pray for what you need. What you need is salvation. You know, I mean, Jesus Christ died for your sins, if you like it or not. I mean, there's just no other way. And I can sit there and I can go into a big discussion on 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 oh, what's up, dog? Straight. And I can sit there and I can come up and then sit there and um, have a big discussion on that. You know what I'm saying? It's the thing out of the spiritual physics and it's supporting the I understand on how it works. You know what I'm saying? And stuff and why it is. You know what I'm saying? But it's so deep that it'll fly over people's heads. That's why I know it's real. That's why I know Jesus Christ is real. That's why I know God is real. Because sometimes when people sit there and actually talk about it, right? You know what I'm saying? It usually goes over people's heads. You know, it does. They don't get it. And it's just simple because the only thing you're throwing at them is just a moral compass. And it doesn't compute. There's a barrier. And sometimes that barrier is so blamed deep that they're lost. They're completely lost. It could be a friend. It could be family. It could be mother. It could be father. It could be aunt, uncle, your brother. You know what I'm saying? Your sister. You know, I mean, as I said, for any celebrity or anything like that, I've never ever felt this such a peace about a rap or a hip hop artist that I liked and understood because I sat down and listened to all of his albums at least 3 or 4 times each. You know, that's about how many times I've listened to an album straight through. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? And I can honestly tell you by listening to his album that every single album that he made ended with a prayer. You know, I'm serious. And y'all gotta really, really sit down and listen to what this man had to say, and from what he was, into what he has become, and what has happened. Earl Simmons, man. I mean, everybody was talking about DMX, but Earl Simmons, aka DMX. The man should be, the man, look, DMX was just a character that he wrote. But he was always Earl Simmons. We saw that. He owned up to his mistakes. He owned up. He owned up to his. He owned up to his drug addiction. He owned up to every single demon that actually came back, and he owned up to it. You know, and doesn't sit there. You know that this man didn't love Jesus Christ. That this man prayed for people out of the blue, prayed for the crowd during his concert. And then toward the end, to the latter days of his life, he's saying that there's another don't. Do I? You got to learn how to pray for yourself. Because one day you won't be able to reach anybody for a prayer. So you got to learn to take that time and pray for yourself. You know? That's deep, man. I mean, it's not deep for me because I mean, I sit there and do it. Because I pray, I pray for what I need. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What I need. Right. God uses all types of people, man. All types of people. Look at Paul, whose name was Saul. Wait. Let's go to King David. He killed somebody else for his husband just to take his wife. Just to take his wife. That's some foul shit. You know what I'm saying? Used as verbal punctuation. If you looked at it in 2021, you would call that some foul shit. Because that was. King David sent one of his soldiers, one of his best soldiers, knew him because he wanted his wife, okay, sent him to the front line. He gets killed and marries his wife. You know, he thought he found a loophole. He still committed murder. But you know what, though? He asked for forgiveness. Because maybe the man really thought, right, Saul killed Christians for proclaiming Christ. You know what I'm saying? The worst people, man, were chosen by God. The big ones. And the best person was redemption. Jesus is a redemption. The truth, the way, the life, Jesus Christ. The man that endured everything about being a man. You know, and this is not about religion, man. All right. This is not about religion. This is not about what party you're in. This is not about none of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is just straight truth. You know what I'm saying? And where I'm left at is, you know what, man? Instead of all this conspiracy about DMX, you know what I'm saying? It's like this, man. It was his time to go. And I've never felt, I didn't feel like that way about friends. I didn't feel like about nobody like that. But for, you know what I'm saying? I got my own opinions on those cats. You know what I'm saying? But DMX, dude, you know what, man? I really think I really think he got work. Well done, my faithful servant, for you have done well in a few things. Yeah, Moses was a drunken geek. You know, I mean, matter of fact, you know what? I'm about ready. I'm about ready to open up the panel now, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to have some fun. Because because you know, like this stuff right here, this has to be known. All right, there's no doubt in my mind. You know what I'm saying? That there's one thing I can honestly say about DMX. All right, and this is real. There's a way, and this is real as hell. Okay, real as fist up. He never denounced Jesus Christ ever in his life. And you can't find video or anything like that saying that he did that he did. You can't find it. You try to find it, you can't. If you found it, it was a deep fake. You know what I'm saying? Because that's coming out, making you think that you said stuff and you really didn't. You know, and if it persecuted his name and he never denied it, you know what? I want to tell you what though. I mean, if he did, if he didn't make it, and I feel that he really did make it. I mean, I've never felt this way about anybody that did that. It was just his time, dude. It was just DMX's time. Accept it. Fuck the conspiracy theory. There's some fucker, yeah, but it was still his time. You gotta understand that. You know, maybe DMX knew things that even we didn't know. Or maybe DMX knew that his time was near. Man, that's crazy, y'all. That's crazy. People don't want to sit there and really think about stuff like that. You know, people don't want to. People don't want to be real anymore. You know, people don't stop. Get off. People don't want that. They want to live this fantasy fairy. They want to live this fantasy fairy tale world and shit. You know, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I want to tell you what. I said, y'all rather hear from me. Yeah, hear from me than hear from somebody else who don't give a fuck about you. And that's just as real as I get. Because I want y'all to understand in your language. And that's the way DMX spoke it. In a language that a lot of people inside the hood is going to relate to. Some people are going to try to twist it and use it to their own advantage, just like the devil does the Bible. You know, and I'm serious. From this day forth, man, you know what I'm saying? Let him be known as Earl Simmons, aka DMX, because DMX was just a character that he wrote, just like Da Vinci 40 Clever is just a character that I wrote. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are mesmerized about DMX, but he's been Earl Simmons the whole time. Dark Man X. You know? Wow. And he even said that he was always that he was moved to be a preacher. He did his first sermon when he was 50 years old, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's this though, man. I think Earl Simmons' life was a grand witnessing of a trans of a um in this man's life a transition. That it was his destiny to go through all this stuff. As I said, for God, even he said, it's already written. It's already written. It's all written. You know, beginning, then, all written. You know what I'm saying? And those took the book, took Jesus' name and places and preachers where they would never go. Exactly. 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 I mean, he did work at Woodstock, dude. He did work at Woodstock. The second one. His biggest the biggest show he's ever been done was Woodstock, the second one. Now I remember that shit because I was going to go. And I wanted to go. You know, I could have went, but bills, you know how that goes. Bills, 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 bills. You know, but still, man, still, y'all want to sit there, and then the people who don't even that you can't prove a crime or anything like that, and you condemn the man. So that's why I have a question, man. You know what I'm saying? Who's your God? You either God or you just wear a red tie. You believe in Jesus or you just wear a red tie. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to tell you what. Even the man that wears a red tie believes in God. At least believes. But some of y'all that don't believe in God and just wear a red tie, that red tie is going to be your own noose, spiritually speaking. You know? Just keeping it douchey, man. You know what I'm saying? Faith without works is dead. On a for real. This ain't about religion, dude. This ain't about religion whatsoever. You know, this ain't about politics. This ain't about politics whatsoever. Some people say spiritual. Okay, what spiritual are you? Are you evil, devil spiritual? Are you God, Jesus Christ spiritual? You gotta ask these questions. Oh, I just so when they say they just they don't know who God is. They don't know what God is. You say might as well say like agnostic, basically. But you know what though? That's between them and God. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it'll be, maybe they don't. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ, the truth, the way, and the life. Maybe they do believe in Jesus in their own way. I don't know. I'm not the judgment of one soul. Or maybe that person's in a transition or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not quite at that level or just finding out. Maybe that's your point to sit there and give them that knowledge or bear some witness or maybe your prayer that is to write a prayer for another person. Ask God to bear witness to that other person that needs witnessing to. Or use me. Or show me how. I don't know. Just saying. You know? But these are the things inside life that man that really that I think about a lot of. Me. I'm always a person that sits there and look inside the mirror. I'm not the best person. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I tell people don't follow me. You know what I'm saying? But don't follow me. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe, but don't follow me. because I'm running just like y'all. Yeah, too many Christians think that. You're right about that, man. I mean, too many Christians do think that, dude. I want to tell you what, though. I don't know. I mean, could you sit there and really imagine? I mean, it doesn't. I'll tell you, this is just a perspective in judgment. You know what I'm saying? People got their own theories. This is a perspective. It's one of the many attributes of it, and this is just one attribute. You know what I'm saying? And and it's more or less this now. We all know that. I mean, I can't deny that if we gotta believe in Jesus, we gotta believe in God, we see God for our sins, and we have repented all of our sins and all that. Some people may make it by the skin of their teeth. You know, um, some people are just gone. You know, just gone. Let the dead bury their dead. That's biblical. You know, let the dead bury their dead. You know, and it's hard. It's hard to say. I mean, it's hard. Right. Hold on. Let's see. This is like going like really slow, man. I want to have to defrag my computer after this shit. This is a source of conflict between me and the young fella Bryson. Uh, Bryson who? I mean, it's kind of crazy. That, I mean, you talk about Bryson. What's his name? YouTuber. Because I'm like this. I'm dude. I mean, you can't put it no other way. These people are lost. Lo and behold, some miracle, like what happened with Saul, and it wasn't just, you see, but if it's something like that, God will let you know. Because when Saul was blinded and all that, once he seen Jesus Christ. Okay, I forgot what the other disciple's name was, but he was the one that was supposed to. He was the one that was supposed to clean his eyes and bring back his sight. He already knew that he was coming. So God would let another person know if it's someone that is that evil in terms of some way, somehow, some shape, some form. You know what I'm saying? Even through the way of the internet. You know what I'm saying? Which no, the internet won't work. You know what I'm saying? But even through all that, you know what I'm saying? So we got to. Man, dude, man. The Lord has to let somebody know if we're turning that evil to turn that good. Well, now we have the Holy Spirit now, so the Holy Spirit will tell us. But still we know. But still we know. Like you see the world for what it is. The base word of Revelation is the revealing the world's true colors, the end time. And you see it right here. Everybody worried all this trials and racism and all that. Meanwhile, you see all these blame mass shootings and all that stuff like that, right? It don't make you really wonder that you're trying to actually change the gun laws. That all this did not start until they started talking about changing the gun laws. All right. Bryson Gray, oh man, he's a good dude though. You know, come on, dude. Or I've been saying before, come on, man. All right. I've been saying it before it became a trend with Joe Biden. Come on, man. Wow. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so they're trying to put these laws now, and even inside the thing, when they wouldn't have amendment, where they would not make a comment. All right, here's the crazy shit. All right, because that says I want to go into. As a matter of fact, here's a link. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna put the link back up. Let's just put the link up again. That's if y'all want to get in. There it goes. You know what I'm saying? But here's the crazy shit right here, man. Okay? During the blame debates, right? And it was the one with homeboy from Fox, the guy that had the glasses and stuff like that. They were talking about Supreme Court packing, right? Supreme Court packing. Oh, they didn't comment on that and all that stuff like that then. Oh, no. Someone's going, no, they're not doing it. And now look what they're looking at doing. Packing the fucking court. These people are evil, man. Verbal punctuation. All right? Using these words as verbs. I'm describing a situation of what it is in layman's terms for you knuckleheads to understand. All right? Y'all watched the damn debates. You heard what Biden said. You heard what Biden even want to mention about the blame packing the courts. But look what they're trying to do right now. You know what I'm saying? Look what they're trying to do right now, dude. Pack the courts. You know? And then it goes right down, and you know what? I want to say it. The blame vaccination. All right? Look, before I go in on this, I don't care in what you do. All right? I am not going to down you because you have taken a vaccine. But I am not going to agree with you taking the vaccine. But it's your body, your choice. Just like it's my body and my choice. All right? That set aside. If you take that vaccine, I pray to God that, man, your health in the long term, that it's all right. I really, really do. All right? I really do. There's not a bone of hate inside my body, my soul, my spirit at all. Especially when it comes to other people's lives. You're all creation of God. I don't agree with it. I know what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that there will be repercussions both ways of not taking it and taking it. Let's just keep this 100. The shot the baby in half like King Solomon. Let's see both sides of this. See both sides of this equation. You know? So, I don't agree with the idea of having human fetuses inside, and like pieces of human fetuses inside these vaccinations and all that. And also the changing. If you're really looking at human fetuses, fetuses as stem cell research, which is basically what stem cell research is pure cells that hasn't even been developed yet. Pure, these are stem cells. All right, with the DNA and RNA. What this does is that it actually like reprograms and messes with your DNA and RNA because they're pure cells. All right, stem cell research. This is what this came from aborted babies. Because basically the body is useless. The only thing they want is the blood for the adrenochrome, and that's another story in itself. That's it. This is some evil shit, dude. Okay. I mean, look at the articles that you can find them. Just Google it, DuckDuckGo it, Google's edit, Google censoring everything. About there's a company that want to grow that want to genetically grow meat from human beings and make them into sausage and sell it so you can eat. You're basically eating sausage made from grown human meat. All right, just like they're doing beef, pork, and all that stuff like that. Artificial meat is what Bill Gates says about it. Right, you want to grow it, you want to grow the dark, you want to grow it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it, man. I want. I mean, I got. I mean, so you should have looking at this. So you looking at this whole situation, and no one can sit there and give me an answer. Is why all of a sudden there's no more flu. And I'm not saying being afraid and all that. I mean, I understand that, right? I understand that. You know, I mean, the devil is powerful, but also he's a lie. You know what I'm saying? Why wasn't there nothing dealing with that there's hardly no flu cases, but there was more COVID cases. Why is that? Really, why is that? You know, did COVID cure the flu? You know, if you want to sit there and look at it, yes, it's a form of SARS. You know what I'm saying? It's a form of SARS and all that. And I'm gonna keep it at 100. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it 100. I'm keeping it Gucci, man. You know, hold on, hold on 1 second. And goes back down, praying for yourself and praying for your family, praying for protection, pray for what you need, not what you want. You know? But I'm just letting y'all know, the people who are taking this COVID vaccine willingly, all you're doing is giving them more power to control you. You know? And now it's a flip of a coin, yo. But you see, there's always room for redemption, salvation, and all that. My opinion is this, you know, I'm not going to say it's my opinion. Yeah, you know what God do you serve? No weapon, the armor of God, and all that stuff like that. It's all boils down to your diet and what you eat. Stop eating all that bullshit. Eat some vegetables. Take your vitamins. Dress accordingly to the weather. You know? The simple things. And most of y'all can't take care of yourselves because you're so worried about fashion and how you look instead of what it is. You know, it goes back to Timothy 3, love of self. It all goes back to love of self. Yes, you're supposed to love yourself, but you don't love yourself more than God, more than Jesus Christ. That must be honest. You know, that's first. Well, you know what, man? I go on and on. And I'm saying I'm not, then what else is happening? Crimea, China. The guy have mixed feelings about Crimea, right? And also like, really, man, China, and people keep on forgetting that China wants a piece of Russia. So China and Russia ain't cool. The Arabian people, China and Russia ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? They ain't cool. I want the press to start looking at it. But they are serious about Ukraine. The question is, what's happening in Ukraine? You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of questions and all that stuff, that things that's transpired in the Ukraine. And my question is, whose side is Putin on? Because I've seen that he's completely against the world order, completely against all this bullfuckery that's happening in the world. He has spoken out against it, of what's happening. And only thing I'm saying is this: I'm not believing everything I hear in the press, but but I have heard I have heard from Putin's mouth about he do not like the bullfuckery, skullduggery of this new world order, this great reset. Putin did say that. I've never seen a newscast ever air that. You know, and that brings in the question: is the enemy of my enemy my friend? You know, Sun Tzu, Art of War. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. Because here's a question that you got to put inside. Russia do not want Biden in the Ukraine. I wonder why. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's something easy to spin. It's something easy. Oh, well, then they're saying, well, Biden backed down from Russia being in Ukraine. Why? All the dirt's in the Ukraine, dude. Everything's in the Ukraine. And my question is this. What's in the soccer ball? When they actually met and Putin threw a soccer ball. What's in the soccer ball? You know? I mean, this is crazy. And the only way then you're looking at, well, you have China getting ready to China wants to get Taiwan. All right, China's gearing for that. I mean, Japan's gearing for that right there. Australia got her back in South Pacific and got is allying up with us in the South Pacific. All right. This is a real set. This is, dude. All the pieces are coming together. All right, and believe me, then they have a rabbi out in Israel saying that when the Messiah is going, who the Messiah is, which is basically the Antichrist, that's getting set up. People fleeing to. I saw videos of them come back to Jerusalem. It's an exciting time to return because the Messiah is coming. That's what they're saying. I'm not asemitic or anything. I mean, that's what they're saying, dude. All right? There's Jews for Jesus, and there's Jews that believe in the Messiah that don't believe in Jesus Christ. Oh, well. All right? That's on them. I still love them. I hope they change their ways, probably like they hope that we change their ways. They may think we're lost, and we think they're lost, but you know what? Just stay over there and do your shit, and don't fuck with me. That's all we ask. Then let God deal with you. If you're so, let God deal with you if you're so in tune with God. Then let God do the work. You know? I mean, it's as simple as I can put it. If you are so in tune with God and you have some great faith and all that stuff, then let God do the work. Mm-hmm. Why should I sit there and take it? Why should I sit there and take a shot when I haven't got sick in 7 years? Maybe 5, 6, 7 years, around there. Diet. Why must I like? And even if I had it, it was just like, and the reason being that I wouldn't do it is that I don't want to empower someone that's trying to that's trying to train us into being submissive to this system. Real shit. Real shit. That's keeping it 100 for me. I mean, that's as 100 as you, that's as 100 as you can get. No shit. You know? And I ain't giving them that power. They're talking about the COVID passports to fly. Dude, there's already no damn flu cases. Now they're saying that this is the middle of like allergy season. Oh, COVID cases are spiking. No, COVID cases ain't spiking. They're making the result. Why? Look, this is allergy season. It's a fucking springtime. All right. This is why I only really do get chemicals and stuff like that. A little bit of Benadryl and Mucosil, or whatever they call it. The reason being I got the Mucosil is because I don't want that mucus that's coming from my allergies to sit there and go on my lungs and give me the flu or fucking COVID. You know what I mean? That's it. The only reason being the only reason I use that stuff. Because it's allergy season, my nose runs, my sinus get real bad, it always rains down in my lungs, and I start wheezing. So I get that Mucosil, whatever they call it, Mucinex. I have that. I take the Mucinex so that I don't have to worry about that. And still eat my my vitamins and all that stuff like that. You know, on the for real. So I mean, so we gotta look at this, man. You know, very rational. You know, spiritual. Then you have all these laws, man. These bull crap, these bull fuckery laws. I'm gonna call it, that's exactly what it is. Bull fuckery. It's beyond the natural word fuckery. Bull fuckery. This went to another level. Dude. These people are evil. These people don't believe they are gone. And to all you out there that's submitting right now, saying you believe, but you have no faith. Little do you know that you're actually putting other people's freedoms and freedom of thought, freedom of speech in jeopardy because you're giving in to this agenda, to this product. And then come again, you say you believe in God and Jesus Christ, and where's your faith? Give to Caesar what is Caesar, what is God. So who are you in essence worshiping? Who are you committing idolatry with? Idolatry with Caesar, or you believe in God? Do you really want to give Caesar more power? I pray, Lord, that they're here gives us more time. Or let's just get this done and get it over with. To be honest. Give us more time. Or let me exit out like Methuselah, like Enoch. You know what I'm saying? You know it happened right after I read this realm, after I read this earth, and watch it all happen. And then Peter, I can't do nothing to see I told you so. The Lord told you so. It is written, and you just didn't listen. This world's a fucked up world, though, man. It really is. I'm just keeping it 100, man. You know, 100. Haven't done a little rant like this for a while. And again, for all them trials and all that stuff like that, man, I don't care. We should be concerned with what's happening in Congress. What type of laws they're trying to press on us. Instead of worried about this racism. This isn't about racism. This is just distractions. All this is distractions, you know. There's races, black people, white people, Asian people, Hispanic people. Oh yeah, don't forget our borders, matter of fact. You know? They're saying, oh, it's not a crisis and all that. Talk about COVID and all that stuff like that. They have these people inside these damn glass cages, like sardines, with tinfoil space blankets on. You know? There's not a crisis, right? And the president and the vice president won't go. But they're worried about all this other shit. $1.9 trillion, or something like that, for infrastructure. That's all going in our pockets. Woo! Oh yeah, here's another one, right? They gave you, the American citizen, all right? The American citizen, $2,000, all right? They're giving immigrants $15,000. You can start your own business with $15,000. I know I can. $15,000, dude, and we only got two. America first, right? America first. Don't treat people from other countries before you treat them on white, black, yellow, blue, yellow, red. Doesn't matter, right? We're all niggas to them. We are all niggas to them. But you know what they think is but you know what their definition of being a nigga is to them? The worst nigga of all? American niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they think we are. Fine, play it against them. Play it against them. We're all American. Black, white, Asian descent, Native American, Hispanic, that's legal. We're all American. We're all children of God. God's sons, God's daughters. And they are the sons that don't give a fuck. They're lost. Lord God, man, take care of this. take care of this before it gets too bad. In Jesus' name, amen. Just give us more time to say go. I'm out, man. Y'all be cool. Peace.